Do you have PCOS, and not only do you want to get pregnant, but do you also want to feel healthy? If that's you, then welcome to the PCOS Fertility Health Podcast. Hi, I'm Dr. Angela Potter, an integrative PCOS fertility specialist, and I'm here to share with you the tools that you need to help your body get prepped for baby. Let's go. Welcome to this new series talking all about why your doctor may say that your labs are fine when you don't feel fine. This is one of my favorite topics for PCOS and fertility in particular because so many women, perhaps yourself included, are getting this kind of advice. And it's dismissive fertility advice. We're going to really dive into this topic. And today I'm going to help you understand, well, why is it so problematic to be told that when you're on your fertility journey? And then the next two episodes are going to be all about why your doctor may tell you that, the reasons from their perspective that they would tell you that everything looks fine. And I think it's so cool that you have showed up here today because you have so many things on your plate. You are a busy woman, and yet you are committing your time to listening to things that help move your fertility forward. And that speaks very highly of who you are as a person, and I hope you can recognize that in you because I sure do. And before we get into it today, I want to share some words that somebody wrote about their time working with me. And she writes, I found Dr. Potter while seeking fertility guidance through various podcasts. I was experiencing extremely irregular cycles along with other concerning symptoms for 10 months post-hormonal contraceptive use for 15 years. Within the first month of working with Dr. Potter, my period came back, and it has been regular since. Working with Dr. Potter has truly changed my life. I feel confident that I am supporting my body in the best ways possible and that I will be ready to conceive soon. Plus, I know I will be passing along generational health to my future family, thanks to Dr. Potter. While Dr. Potter primarily supported me, she did offer some support to my husband. He lost over 15 pounds in just 3 months. Thank you, thank you, thank you for helping us become the best version of ourselves. Head on over to my website if you want to read more about her words. I paraphrased a little bit of that, and she shares a little bit more into her journey, but I just love hearing all of these transformative changes, and it's very exciting. So let's dive into this topic about you're in this situation where your doctor is telling you that your labs are all fine, but you don't feel fine. So today we're going to focus on why is this such a big issue in your fertility journey when you're trying to get pregnant and you've got PCOS? Why is this so important? Can't you just say, oh, I'll just, I guess that everything's fine and I'll just continue following this doctor's advice and keep on moving forward? Well, if I were you, I would not do that because that would be bringing you in the opposite direction of getting pregnant. And here's why. Your body, because you have a uterus and ovaries, your body is meant to be in a place where you're fertile, where you are having monthly cycles, and most months you're ovulating. You're releasing an egg, and your body is set up in this fertile way. That's your body's natural resting place. When you have irregular periods, when you're not ovulating, when you have PCOS and you can't get pregnant, there's a reason behind that. There is something that is standing in your way, whether it be a nutrient deficiency or a hormonal imbalance or a different system in the body that's then impacting your egg quality or your reproductive hormones in such a way that's making your cycles irregular. There is something that's happening. Your body wants to be in this rhythm every month, as long as you're of a certain age. Your body, that's where its goal is. That's where it's trying to be. And there is something happening in the body that's keeping you from getting there. So when you have a doctor who is saying, oh, everything looks fine on your labs, we can't really do anything for you, that is a big red flag because there, in fact, has to be something that pops up on your labs to say, oh, this is what is creating your PCOS symptoms, or this is what's impacting your cycles so that you're having 75-day cycles. Again, when you're in that situation and you're with the doctor and you're being told this and you've tried for pregnancy and you've tried for multiple cycles with ovulation medications, without, and your doctor is sitting there saying, well, nothing is coming up on your lab so that we can't do anything for you. What's going to happen next is that they're going to refer you forward to IVF. Now, IVF is not a bad thing, okay? This is not a podcast about bad things about IVF, not at all. It's an amazing medical advancement that has helped so many families bring in their babies. But in this situation, okay, we're specifically talking about you when you're being told that your labs are fine. You still have irregular periods and you are not ovulating. And your doctor is saying, well, because your labs are fine, the only next step for you is IVF. But because your cycles are still irregular, let's say you have a thyroid condition that's causing irregular cycles, and your doctor has not picked up on that, and you move forward to IVF, well, your chances of IVF being successful are still low because that thyroid condition is keeping your success rates of implantation low. Let's say you've got some gut issues that are creating inflammation in your body, and you move forward to IVF, and those gut issues are contributing to you having irregular cycles. It's creating all this inflammation in the body, which is shutting down implantation. Well, you moving forward to IVF, well, that inflammation is still happening in the body, keeping your chances of IVF being successful low. If your doctor has not yet talked to you about egg quality and the different ways that you can be supporting your body for improving egg quality, and all they're saying is, well, your labs are fine, so move on forward to IVF, well, you're going to go through an IVF cycle, and none of those embryos are going to be viable to move forward if you have poor egg quality because you have 75-day cycles, because you have certain nutrient deficiencies that your mitochondria are not able to function as they're supposed to be to keep your eggs at top quality. And so if you're not doing anything to support those eggs because your doctor hasn't told you anything to do for egg quality yet, and you move forward to that IVF cycle, those embryos are not going to be of good quality to move forward. And so that is the big problem of why you're being told, yep, everything looks fine, and you don't feel fine. If you aren't feeling fine, if you still have irregular cycles, you still aren't ovulating, if you're gaining a bunch of weight, you're getting acne all the time, and you're like, I should have left acne behind back in high school, then something is going to pop up on your labs to show that, okay, this is the reason why you have acne and weight gain and you haven't had a period in the last 95 days. There is something there. And it is a big red flag when your doctor tells you that and says, well, I'm sorry, we can't do anything for you. There is something on your labs, and it just takes the right doctor's eyes on your situation, a doctor who understands the PCOS process and who understands the elements of fertility that need to be addressed in order to get to a place where you are feeling fine, where you're seeing these results. Your body is working as it's supposed to. So it's possible, but I want you to be very clear on the fact that if you are being told that your labs are fine and yet you still have all of these different symptoms, that is a disconnect. That is a disconnect that's not going to lead you forward to baby. And that is a clear sign to pivot, to change directions, and go find a doctor who is able to help you get that clarity on why your cycles are irregular and why you're having these other symptoms. Because that information is just waiting to show up, waiting to have the right eyes on your labs to say, okay, this is it. This is what we've got to work on in order to get you to a place where your body is prepped for baby. So key takeaways for today's episode are: one, when you're being told that your labs are fine and you don't feel fine, that there has to be something that pops up on your labs to say this is what's causing it. And you learned that the reason that this is so important is because there is something there in order to be shifted, that there is something there in a different system or with your egg quality that your doctor hasn't looked at yet. It is possible to get regular periods and to ovulate on your own when you have PCOS. I see this all the time in my practice, and women with PCOS are getting pregnant every single day, and you could very well be next. Hold on to that as you go forward today. If you want to support this podcast, you can leave a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts or simply share this episode with your friends. And as a reminder, the information on this podcast is just that. It's information, and it should not replace the medical advice that you are currently getting from your doctor. Thanks so much for being here. I'll see you right back here next Wednesday.